Long, long ago, in a distant ocean world, there lived a pair of adorable marine creatures, a little seahorse and a little turtle. They were the best of friends, exploring and adventuring together every day. One day, they heard about a magical place called the Coral Reef. They decided to explore this beautiful place together. So, they embarked on their journey. As they swam near the coral reef, they were awestruck by the sight before them. The coral reef looked like a colorful castle, teeming with various peculiar marine creatures. The seahorse and turtle swam around the coral reef, discovering many interesting corals. They saw pink brain corals, with complex shapes resembling brains, providing shelter for small fish and other creatures. They also saw yellow ear corals, shaped like ears, which were favored habitats for small fish. Suddenly, they came across a very special coral called the fire coral. The fire coral emitted an orange-red glow, making the entire coral reef dazzlingly bright. Curiously, the seahorse asked the turtle, "Why does the fire coral glow?" The turtle replied with a smile, "The glow of the fire coral is due to a substance called bioluminescent pigment present in their bodies. When the fire coral is stimulated or when night falls, they emit beautiful light." The seahorse was amazed by this revelation, and they continued to play, discovering more types of corals. They found red staghorn corals, branching out like deer antlers, and blue fan corals, spreading out like fans. They learned about a concept called coral diversity. Excitedly, the seahorse told the turtle, "Do you know? Coral reefs are one of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth. There are thousands of different coral species, collectively forming a vast ecological network. Each coral plays a specific role, providing food, habitat, and protection for other marine creatures." The turtle was astonished, and they continued their tour, encountering a peculiar coral known as blue brain coral. The seahorse explained, "Blue brain corals are a special kind of coral. They are considered one of the oldest living organisms on Earth, capable of surviving for thousands of years or even longer. Their growth rate is incredibly slow, only a few millimeters per year, but the accumulation of centuries has resulted in enormous and spectacular coral reefs." The seahorse and turtle also discovered organisms that live in symbiosis with corals, known as algae. The seahorse exclaimed with excitement, "Algae are tiny plants that live in symbiosis with corals. They reside within the coral tissues and convert sunlight into energy through photosynthesis, providing nutrients and oxygen to the corals. In return, the corals provide the algae with carbon dioxide and shelter. This symbiotic relationship enables coral growth, reproduction, and maintains the balance of the coral reef ecosystem." During their exploration, they noticed some corals appeared grayish-white. Curiously, the seahorse asked the turtle, "Why are some corals grayish-white?" The turtle pondered for a moment and then explained, "Those grayish-white corals are affected by coral bleaching. When water temperatures are too high or environmental stability is compromised, corals lose their ability to symbiotically coexist with algae, causing the coral tissues to lose color and turn grayish-white. This is a bad sign because coral bleaching can lead to coral death." The seahorse felt deeply saddened upon hearing this, and they decided to work hard to protect this beautiful coral reef. They joined other marine creatures in a coral conservation activity, helping to clean up underwater debris and raising awareness about the importance of coral protection. Through their efforts, people began to pay more attention to coral reef conservation and implemented a series of measures to reduce the impact of climate change and human activities on corals. The story of the seahorse and turtle teaches us that coral reefs are an indispensable part of marine ecosystems. They provide shelter, food, and breeding grounds for marine organisms. However, human activities such as climate change, ocean pollution, and overfishing pose threats to coral reefs. Each one of us should care about coral reef conservation, take action to minimize the negative impact of human activities on the oceans, and protect this beautiful and fragile marine ecosystem.